Guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin back again with lab number 2 from HTTP host header attacks. In this lab, we are going to bypass the authentication, and the lab description is saying this lab makes an assumption about the privilege level of the user based on HTTP host header, and to solve the lab, we need to access the admin panel and delete the Carlos account. Now, one thing is interesting here. Up to now, most of the labs you get with a test credential winner, but here there is no credential. We will see that in a minute. I already accessed the lab here. You can see this is our lab. I just need to manage a bit so that we can see both of the windows simultaneously. And even if I go to the my account page, you can see we cannot log in because we don't have credentials. Okay, so invalid username and password. So at that instant you can do few things. Okay, like first of all, you need to see the source code. You need to check out every field in the real-time scenario when you are engaging with web application, having no idea what you need to do, because here these are the labs and these labs already specify what is the purpose of this lab. So you go and directly look or and search for those particular things and you make target of those vulnerabilities. But in real time scenario where you have very limited rules of engagements, but still you have to find out many things. Okay, and you don't know what vulnerability exactly exists in this web application, and you start doing a lot of things. So one thing I would suggest you to start with, the first thing, to view the page source of every page what you see. Okay, run directory enumerations and file enumerations in the background, and you can also find out the subdomains. The fourth thing is you can check out every input field, whatever you see in each options and features. If you see any input field, check for the validation, check for the cross-site scripting, and rest of the things. So one by one you will see what exactly you find out in the request headers, what exactly you find out in the response headers, cache is being used or not. So you will go and target and check out web cache poisoning attacks and web cache deception attack. So a lot of things are there in your mind at the time once you are blind about any specific vulnerability. But if you see the specific conditions within the request and within the response, so you will go and check one by one everything. But the few basic thing what I told you, I always do those things, like checking the page source, running directory enumeration, file enumeration, and use good word list. And sometimes it depends on the situation, like the web application belongs to which country, web application belongs to which sector. Like if it belongs to let's say government sector, which specific government sector. So all of these things are there which you will learn as you go. Okay, so the same thing I'm going to do here. So first of all, I'm going to open the uh, command prompt, and I'm going to use derb, and with that I'm just going to copy the URL and paste it here. One more thing I would like to mention here, that whenever you go for the directory enumeration, file enumeration, not depend on just one tool. There are a lot of tools. So you have to choose which is better and use always two tools, not only one, and maybe you will get more better results as comparison to the other one. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is just start the enumeration here with the default word list, and till then I'm going to check out the page source. So in this page source, let's see if we get something like resource directory is there. JS file and CSS files are there within the resource directory, most probably, because what we see here according to that. Okay, any interesting endpoint? I don't see anything much interesting here. Login is there, but this is the login form. So you can see this field is hidden, CSRF token is being used, and username and password, only 2 fields are there with one hidden field, which is CSRF token. Go back to the derb and you can see it's showing me one interesting endpoint, which is /admin. So this is what actually lab asked us, and we found at least something from where we can start. So I'm just going to access the admin endpoint, and it's saying admin interface only available to local users. So this local user could mean few different things. Like local user means someone who is inside the specific network, some default credentials or some default user that comes with some kind of applications. And it may be local user means, suppose there is an organization that has some partners, some external stakeholders are there. So anything within the organization, any user within the organization, they can assume these are local users, and anyone coming from the third parties, they are not local users. So this local user means few different things. But from here, what I can do is I can try local host maybe. Let's see, I'm going to manage a bit here, and if I go to check out the /admin request, there is nothing much interesting what you can do. So we have here host header, and what we can try is we can try to check out whether we can manipulate these host headers or not, and what will be the result in response. Okay, you can see there is 401 unauthorized, but let's see. I'm going to send this request to the repeater, and within the repeater, let's just send the request first, so we can see the same response. And let's now change the host header by saying www.example.com, and let's send the request one more time. Still the response is same. That means if the host is not the same as the lab domain, this should give us any kind of error if there is any validation, but that means there is no validation. Now similarly, what I can do, go back to the proxy interception and turn on the intercept, and this time I will try to access admin page again, and here I'm going to change this host to localhost. Okay, localhost, fine. And let's just forward the request, and once I forward the request, you can see I directly, without login or without any credential, I'm directly in the admin page, into the admin page. So here you can see we can delete the Wiener user and the Carlos user, and when I hover my cursor on it, you can see on the left hand bottom corner, you can see the complete URL with query string and all. So what I'm gonna do here is let's just try to delete the Carlos account, and again I'm going to change the host name to localhost, forward the request, and again localhost, forward, and you can see here the Carlos user is deleted successfully, and we solved the lab. So that's it for this video. I'm gonna see you in the next video. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. See you. Bye.